Hello, and welcome to Day 4 of theCruiseView's beta sailing on board the Grandeur of the Seas. Today I'm coming to you from the schooner bar, which is at the aft end of Deck 6, just in front of the South Pacific Lounge that I filmed from yesterday. Today was the third full day at sea for the Grandeur, and now that we're down in the warmer southern waters around Cuba, things are starting to get a little more active, not only on the ship, but at sea. We're no longer seeing the rough seas, but more activity in the form of land from Cuba and many more sea vessels, ranging from small little private yachts all the way up to cargo vessels and one of the Disney Cruise Line ships, either the Magic or the Wonder, this afternoon. Our official noontime location today was 23 degrees and 45.5 minutes north by 82 degrees 30 minutes west. The closest land at the time was Cuba, roughly 36 nautical miles away from us, and since then it has gone much closer, but we are now once again sailing away from Cuba as we approach Cozumel, Mexico. Today's weather was overall good, with a temperature of around 75 degrees and the wind maintained its 15 knot speed from yesterday. There was some cloudiness this evening and a quick sprinkle around 3 o'clock, but not enough to get anyone off of the sun deck. Sunrise today was at 7:15 a.m. and the sunset came at 6:16 p.m. Tonight the main dining room was once again casual, which is an unusually high number considering how many sea days we've had so far, yet only one formal night and no semi-formals. Tonight, the spotlight is given to basil, an herb that has found its way into nearly every dish around the world, but is often overlooked. The chef's inspiration for the evening starts off with crab cakes and a chilled honeydew melon soup, a simple orschietta pasta with short rib ragu for the entree, and jaffa cake for dessert. And as for today's compass summary, compared to yesterday where things were pretty busy in the evening, it was a much lighter day, with the entire morning and majority of the afternoon being business as usual, with the first significant event coming at about 2:30 p.m. with the men's belly flop competition. Compared to ones I've seen on board some other ships, this one was done quite a bit better. Instead of being run by the cruise director staff, it was actually run by Jeff Arpin and Daryl, the cruise director and activities manager themselves.
I got some fives. I got 1, 4, I got fives. I was 4 away from perfect. That was awesome. Let me see his chest first. Nice. Nice. That sunburn wasn't there a minute ago. That's good. That's blood just trying to get out. Yeah, heal me. All right.
So to go along with the usual humor and fun of the belly flop competition, Jeff Arpin brought along his own long-winded explanation of the rules to the belly flop competition, including everything from marijuana and compound fractures. So it's certainly an interesting event and definitely the best I've seen.
Yeah, no, I don't want any blood. That was all, just a joke to get people excited. No, folks, I did this once and some guy was hammered. This is back when we did things with people drunk. We used to do it from the edge of the pool like this, not even from the box. He goes, I'll show you. Hey, and I'm like, what would that mean? So he took his hands and put them down by his side, and he just went like this, and went straight to the bottom, his hands like this, and put his face right to the bottom of the pool. Came up, his face was blown up in the air. He thought that was really funny. It wasn't. Okay. We don't want any of that. Do it real, do it legit, go to the hole. We're going to have to do that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, butt fucker. Can you blame him? Give him a big hand anyway, come on! Folks, you think this is easy, you are so wrong. There's a reason Daryl and I are not showing you how how this is supposed to be done, because we are very protective.
This evening took a more active dance approach, starting with the headliner show for the night, Horizon, which was a Motown group that really tried to get the audience up on their feet and dancing throughout the show. And that was at 8:30 for the main seating in the Palladium Theater at the forward part of the ship, and ran until roughly 9:30, which brought us straight to the If You Know It Dance It Game show with Desmond in the South Pacific Lounge at 9:45 p.m. And if you've never heard of it before, you are not alone. I had never seen this show before this sailing either. And the best way to describe it would be a blend of the quest and dancing. But while the quest is well suited for the Voyager class and above with a Studio B venue to host it, it's always felt a little small and not enough people when held on board the Vision class ships in the South Pacific Lounge. But in comparison, the If You Know It Dance It Game show is perfectly suited for this class of ships. So for the game show, the South Pacific Lounge is split into two separate teams based on the side of the venue that you're sitting on, similar to how the men versus women game show is run, with the exception that there is no gender involved in the selection, purely your location of sitting. And in order to play the game, all they do is play a song. The first person on the dance floor to have the proper dance moves for that song gets their team 10 points. And then after a period of time, the number of people on a dance floor for each team is counted, and each person counts for a single point for that team. As the game progresses, you just keep repeating it with additional songs, along with some other secret challenges. Following the If You Know It Dance It Game show in South Pacific Lounge, it then rolled right into adult karaoke at 10:30 p.m. to wrap up the night. And on to tonight's featured venue. It is the South Pacific Lounge and the Schooner Bar, where I'm currently located and where many of tonight's activities took place. The main lounge, mostly replaced by venues like Studio B on the larger ships, is still very much a key venue on the Grandeur. Known as the South Pacific Lounge, it's located all the way aft on Deck 6, allowing for panoramic views over the wake. With a capacity of 328 people, the facility acts as the third general-purpose venue, featuring whatever is required of it, including staple activities such as the loyalty receptions, karaoke, and the quest. As part of the refurbishments in 2012, a portion was repurposed into the Diamond Club. In the early hours of May 27, 2013, a fire broke out on Deck 3 of the Grandeur. It resulted in significant damage to the ship, but was mostly contained to non-guest areas. The one exception, though, was the South Pacific Lounge. Following the incident, the area received a full refurbishment, which introduced a slight color scheme change and an updated lighting and theater system. On the way to the South Pacific Lounge, guests passed through the 133-person capacity Schooner Bar, a signature Royal Caribbean piano bar that can be found on all the ships in the fleet. It's easily identified by the heavy nautical theming throughout, including a strong aroma added to the rigging to evoke the smells of an actual historic schooner. In the evening, the grand piano in the middle turns the venue into a relaxed piano lounge, while during the day, the space is taken over for various small activities such as trivia. The bar is one of the few public spaces on board featuring a TV. As a result, it often doubles as a sports bar when needed, as well as a location for Wii games on sea days. Between the two of them, it's hard to go a day without visiting this popular area of the ship. Thank you for watching Day 4 of the Cruise View. I'm Picone. You can follow me at Picone on Twitter. Tomorrow we'll be in Cozumel, so be sure to check that out, and once again, stay tuned for the links.